I'm sitting on the roof of Nissan and McKinney Buick GMC. My name is Chris Godwin, I'm the owner, and we've been bringing a lot of community organizations and businesses to the rooftop to talk about some of the services and or 501(c)(3) charitable organizations that they run. And I'm here today with Mr. Gary Shepard of Daltex Landscaping and Irrigation Incorporated. Let me tell you a little bit about the company. Daltex offers a variety of extensive landscaping services specializing in landscape design and installation for residential properties in addition to the commercial landscaping services. Their goal is to provide the highest quality of landscaping available. With Daltex Landscape and Irrigation, you can be assured that you will receive quality landscape and quality timely services. Now, tell me a little bit about Daltex Landscaping and your irrigation services.
Oh, we've been in business for 15 years, and we've done commercial, residential. Mainly we do landscaping, irrigation, drainage, specialising in a lot of drainage stuff, outdoor kitchens, anything like that, stonework, retaining walls. So that's basically what we do.
So
much everything, a lot of landscape lighting in that as well.
So you're talking, when you talk landscaping, you're talking about you do everything. It doesn't matter whether it's a retaining wall, whether it's just irrigation services like sprinklers. You can do anything. You're an all-in-one shop for landscaping or to make your lawn look as beautiful as you want.
Yeah, and we do it all in-house.
All in-house, so you don't have to use contractors to do the work, subcontractors to do the work. That's awesome. Now, we were talking a little bit off camera about this new ET controller or weather-based controller, and I've absolutely never heard of it, and it sounds like something I could use, and the hardest part is getting the message out about what this system does. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Well, the weather-based controller is based on data that's been saved over the years, that's been programmed into the controllers themselves. You also have a sensor on the roof that picks up wind, moisture contents and stuff like that, and if it's raining or so it's able to control the actual controller itself as well from there. But they've also got a program on there where you can set the area that you're in so that they can be compatible in different areas. So, like McKinney might be zone 5, the North Texas area and the soil that you're involved with and stuff like that. So in that way, it's able to control your system, the amount of water that it produces without just running randomly. And you can set your different areas as well around your yard to
So what you're saying is that this is the brain of a watering system. It can actually, based upon the last 10 years of weather or inclement habits, it tells you how much you need to water, when to water, and does it all for you electronically.
Well, there's different from the different manufacturers. Some of them have a actual weather station that's on there that hooks up to a satellite feed and these are a little more expensive, but the basic ones that are generally mid-range price and lower price are very good, and they, like I explained to you before, they basically will control the system over programmed data and over the last 10 years.
So, and you're telling me this is actually a requirement of many of the cities here in Collin County, and the message just really isn't clear for people.
Well, the ET controller isn't really a requirement. The rain and freeze sensors are. A lot of people don't have rain and freeze sensors, which, if it's raining, the sprinkler system won't run till it dries out, sufficiently, and it's measured on a amount of rain. So you have a 1/4 inch of rain or 1/8 inch of rain, you can set it accordingly, and then it'll shut the sprinkler system down so it won't water. If it's going to freeze, it gets about 36 degrees, and it shuts the system down, so your sprinkler system won't run, and you don't have ice and stuff on the sidewalk and that water unnecessarily.
Well, I've learned a lot about rationing from being on the rooftop. I only have so much water up here at one time, and I know that it's important that I ration that water. So
maybe I should give this.
Yeah, sometimes we don't understand how important water rationing is to our environment and to all of us as a whole. We get kind of greedy or maybe selfish, or maybe we just don't think about it the way we should. So it sounds real important. So name some of the common mistakes that owners and gardeners are making during the summer heat.
Well, a lot of them overwater, okay? And because they don't have these programs, or they don't take the time or have the effort to do it, you know, if they call any of their local irrigation companies, they can handle it. You know, or we'll come in there and we'll set a program for them, and we'll set their controllers up. You know, I think the city itself should actually set up a program where people can, you know, because they don't understand how to run their controllers, so they just leave it set the same as what it was, and through the winter, summer, it just runs every day, and I mean, some yards are just soaking wet, wasting water, and it's very, I mean, the biggest mistake they make is they water everything the same, and they don't know how to set their controllers, which I think they should be educated more on. That the city should maybe set out a pamphlet where it can educate them on. I'll give you an example. You know, like the side of the house where it's in the shade all the time, you know, you want that to run maybe 1 minute. It doesn't require a lot of water, whereas an area that's in full sun, you know, requires more water. You know, they don't set it up accordingly. You know, and then the grass doesn't need to water every day.
And Daltex has I assume that you can come out and help people with that, as well as maybe giving them a free estimate on how much your total landscaping and irrigation services will cost. And from what I've learned from the people that talk to you or have spoken with you, is that it's very fairly priced as well.
Absolutely.
You can't expect to pay anything more at Daltex that you might pay with somebody that knocked on your door for your lawn and irrigation services, but you'll get a lot more.
It's all the same, and I'm always happy to help people to save water. You know, it's one of the important things that I hate seeing, is that, you know, thousands of gallons just running down the road.
Well, I understand you're from South Africa, and I know that in South Africa, or Africa as a whole, some people, water is a luxury. So living here, we take a lot of things for granted that is a natural resource that other people could use to live, to stay alive. They don't have enough of it.
Well, fortunately, we're very fortunate to be living here, because it's a very comfortable country to be in. And I think most people don't realize, somewhere around the rest of the world, how tough it is living. We take stuff for granted here, and water is one of them. I figured, in 10 years' time, we're going to be struggling for water. Population growth, and that's the more we do to conserve water, the better it will be.
Well, it sounds like you're very passionate about it. I'm glad that there's people ahead of that, so that I can live my life without worries. And I think that's what this country does, is it lives their life daily without any worries, and that's going to lead us into a position where we're actually going to be hurting later on. So maybe we'll get in front of this with people like you being so passionate. Is there anything else that you would like to tell us about your landscape irrigation services? I have some things on here what people can do to keep a healthy garden, and some of the other things they should plan for during summer. What things would you like to add?
Well, I think importantly, people don't mulch it. A good layer of mulch, 2-3 inches of mulch, it does a lot. It preserves the integrity of the soil, because it will break down and add nutrients. It also keeps the soil temperature at more of a constant throughout the winter and the summer. It prevents evaporation, and one of the things with beds, the little plants, the flowers that we plant, they got shallow root systems. So, in one day, the water evaporates pretty quick, and if you had a layer of mulch in there, you keep the soil temperature down, the moisture level in, and you can save water by not watering as much by mulching.
Well, I know, and this is one of the best things I ever did, we put an edge guard so that the mulch could actually have a layer on top of it and not kind of run off as the water or run off with the water, and our mulch lasts longer. And I realize now that mulching once a year the proper way with the door, it's actually saved us money on mulch. It's actually saved us money in water and water resources. So I believe that with the right landscaping and irrigation company, you're able to seemingly spend less.
Yeah, well, mulching your beds will protect your plants. It will save you money. Doing it once a year or even twice a year is better. Just keeping it topped up, using a good hardwood, fine shredded hardwood mulch, breaks down and eventually keeps adding nutrients to the soil as well. So it's a healthy way to preserve your plants, your moisture contents, and add nutrients to the soil.
Well, a lot of good things, and it sounds like you're real passionate about what you do, and also using water as a resource, saving as much water as possible. It sounds like you're passionate about that. It's good to hear. I'm Chris Godwin. I'm on the rooftop at Nissan McKinney and McKinney Buick GMC, and you can find us on getchrisdown.com or go onto our Facebook to find more about Daltex landscape and irrigation services, or you can go online to www.daltexlandscape.com. Is there also a phone number they can find you at?
Yeah, you can call the office at 469-742-8987.
Okay, so that's 469-742-8987 or www.daltexlandscape.com. Thank you so much for staying with us, and if you need more information, you know where to find it. As always, I'm Chris Godwin from the rooftop of Nissan McKinney and McKinney Buick GMC.